taking into account staff and student absences. The opposition NDP says it wants more support and guidance when it comes to outbreaks.
The UCP government has left teachers, students, and all school staff to fend for themselves.
In an email, a spokesperson for the government says school divisions can shift a class or grade online if needed to address operational challenges, but that the decision to shift an entire school online will be made by the government. The ATA wants more clarity for when that might be.
There's no metrics, there's no parameters of what has to be in place for a class to go online or for a school to go online.
This as teachers continue to navigate this fifth wave. Kim Smith, Global News.
Alberta's health minister has tested positive for COVID-19. Jason Copping made the announcement on Twitter less than an hour ago. He says after displaying mild symptoms last week, he took a rapid test and tested positive. Copping's now isolating at home. He also urged Albertans to stay home if symptomatic and get immunized or a booster if they haven't done so already. The Calgary MLA was appointed health minister in September, replacing Tyler Shandro.
For the first time since mid-October, there are more than 1,000 Albertans in hospital with COVID-19. 94 of them are in the ICU. 185 patients were admitted over the last 3 days. There is a positivity rate of 37.6% among lab-confirmed cases in our province. 23 deaths have been reported since Friday, including a child who was between the ages of 5 and 9. The child had no pre-existing conditions. Support local has been a slogan throughout this pandemic, but now it's even more important. The lack of government subsidies and new challenges during the fifth wave are putting local on life support. Lisa McGregor has more.
Is it a new reservation or is it a cancellation? It's kind of like the joke. Elisa Denari is making light of a serious situation. It's all she can do at this point to not lose sleep while her business hangs on by a thread. Not having bums in seats is really, really challenging, and I think we all sort of were looking at the light at the end of the tunnel, and that light's like getting a little bit further and further away. Despite fewer restrictions, the fifth wave is presenting new challenges on top of old ones. Dalidavola Zanaris opened during the pandemic, so many people don't even know they're open, and now there's a fast-spreading variant.
We've got staff sick and there's no rapid tests available, no PCR testing made available. It's just this sort of like compounding set of factors that are making it much, much worse.
The premier was in last week and he happened to be in when it looked busy, and for him it was like, hey, you guys are busy and you want to put on a brave face, but 1 hour of busy isn't gonna pay the bills. Restaurants in Chinatown are in the same boat, barely surviving. Hot Pot 97 just reopened in August. It says dining week is providing a boost, but it's not even close to enough.
And the worst part about fifth wave is that none of the government subsidies that made that resiliency possible in 2020 exist. So it's actually, in a lot of ways, for a lot of restaurants, even worse at this moment.
Support local might be falling on deaf ears after hearing it for nearly 2 years. But business owners say if you want to see your favorite familiar spot here in the spring, that's the only way. If you put money into local businesses, it stays local. Whether it's buying gift cards, takeout, or dining in, anything helps. Lisa McGregor, Global News.
Premier Jason Kenney's approval rating is still among the lowest of provincial leaders in Canada. The low levels of support come with just 3 months remaining before he faces a leadership review. Provincial Affairs reporter Tom Vernon has more.
Our province is back on track and leading Canada in growth.
It's a topic Premier Jason Kenney is more than happy to talk about. Population growth, economic investment, and yes, a growing Alberta economy. Good news for a Premier looking for a popularity boost that just isn't coming. The latest survey from the Angus Reid Institute puts his approval rating at just 26%, although that is up 4 points from October. His handling of the pandemic is seriously weighing him down, with nearly 8 in 10 Albertans feeling he's done a bad job.
Jason Kenney's problems are a little bit of what ails all premiers these days, and a little bit of his own special Jason Kenney problems.
Those special Jason Kenney problems come in the form of Brian Jean. He's the UCP candidate in Fort McLeod for a yet-to-be-called by-election, and his campaign is centered around removing Premier Kenney from the leadership. It's a political problem Shachi Curl says politicians rarely survive.
Hindi makayang kalsada mga bay. Uwi tayo, balik. Papunta sana ng trabaho, hindi pwede. Napakadilim, hindi makita yung kalsada. Uwi na lang tayo mga bay, uwi. Kasi winter storm. Hindi pa ako nang 1/4 papunta sa trabaho. Hindi makita talaga yung kalsada. Nako.